On the back of yesterday's video about rent being tax deductible in Hong Kong, I just wanted to bring out and say also, so are mortgage repayments. So in Hong Kong, if you are an owner occupier and you own a property there, you can also claim a tax deduction of up to 100,000 Hong Kong dollars on your interest repayments that you pay to the bank. So that can sometimes get caught up in a trap about buying property over renting. But here's, I suppose, a couple of reasons why I would not buy a property in Hong Kong. Firstly, property in Hong Kong is very expensive. So the cost of that capital to enter that market is going to be expensive in its own ways. Second, everything comes down to, and property growth comes down to having a unique property, having something that sort of stands out amongst the rest, and it becomes appealing for a lot more buyers. So if we picture Australian property, for example, there's lots of very unique properties here in Australia and that have really good growth rates. Really small apartments historically in Australia don't perform the same way, for example, a landed house in growth areas would. So that sort of uniqueness of property starts to dwindle away. And thirdly, Hong Kong is a very volatile market. Lots of people at the moment have said that the Hong Kong property market is very soft, prices are down, but it is been forever susceptible to peaks and troughs and price rises and falls. So we want, I suppose, more certainty with the long-term growth of our property projections here, and particularly the growth in our capital. And my last point would be, with that volatility, I would be then looking at alternative ways for my capital. So if you're having a high cost of purchasing a property in Hong Kong and volatility of that capital, I'd be then looking at alternatives about, right, well, what's going to provide a more consistent return for the capital that I have to invest? And, how can my money be as productive as possible during my expat journey in Hong Kong?